Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you all.
Our pleasure.
So you're all over. You're from all over the world, or?
Yes.
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 That's nice. It's a very nice team to have everybody from different place joining the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, guys, you can maybe quickly go around like where you're from, each of one of you, just for
Yeah.
context.
I and Boxu and Feng Gao are from China.
I am from originally from Iran, but I born and raised in Sweden here.
I'll go. I'm Arooj. I'm from Pakistan. I just moved. So no Sweden, nothing. Very cold.
Company. So tell us just very quickly, briefly about you, yourself, and maybe your company, and then we can dig a bit deeper.
Yeah, sure. I started, studying in electrodynamics, and then, I didn't like school that much, when I was younger, and I didn't want to even go to the university. And at some point, after the college, the kind of jump that you can have, when you don't have a bachelor, when you just have a college, and so then I decided to go study engineering, which was something that I thought I would like, because basically it involves a lot of things. It involves understanding stuff, and this is why I went to engineering. And then after that, I found a job. I was not at the moment. I was not an entrepreneur. I was just I found a job, and I worked at one place for 7 years, and then it was in the robotics, and we were doing robot actually for sewers. So it was kind of cool. It was and I like that, and in that job, I also got a lot of experience doing a lot of stuff. And this the part where I became an entrepreneur, I guess it was after that job, where I was looking to move from Montreal to Quebec. And by doing this move, I thought, well, I'll create my own job. I create my own opportunities. And this is where I started a company. It was a service company. And basically, what I was doing is I was doing engineering for company that didn't have the staff to do it. Some people often they don't want to hire people, or they're not able to hire people because there's not anybody in a certain field. So I got my way through that, and eventually, on my path. I went to work after 2 years of doing my own business as a service company. I went to work for Robotique, which was in robotics, and the vision was very awesome actually at the beginning, and it was I wanted to participate into that business, who were just a startup at the time. And the three guys there, says Samuel and Jean-Philippe, were the two founders. Well, there's another one which is called Vincent, was also a founder. But Samuel and GP was so they had the real vision of what they wanted to do, and it was great just to follow them and be with them to achieve those the vision that they had. So, and then all that time I wanted to start my business, do my own things, and ended up doing a product for the robotic industry also, and I've been doing that for the last 2 years, and I don't regret nothing, and just I love it, and I learned a lot.
So the second question would be, were you giving up anything to start your venture? Why would you like to take this risk?
Just for the love of it, just because well, being an employee is somehow fun, but even if you're doing what you like and you're an employee, it's okay, but you don't. I guess you don't get the credit of what you achieve when you're an employee. you get part of the credit because you're part of the team and you're part of something, you know. But being an entrepreneur and being the founder of a specific company with a specific vision and goals, you get to be the basics, the platform, or you know, you get to be the floor, or I don't know, the basement of your company. And this is mostly because, you know, you are there that your company will do something.
Yeah.
So you get more credit for it. And you know, I like to have that credit for myself, you know, but not necessarily because I want to say, well, here's what I have achieved, because so far I didn't really achieve much, you know, in terms of cash or anything. I have not become rich over becoming an entrepreneur. But it's not about being rich. No, it's more about like doing what you love and trying to, you know, put those vision, you know, into place. And it's really about, you know, just doing what you love and trying to make a living out of it, without necessarily wanting to become Bill Gates or whatever, you know. Even if you have that goal into your mind, I mean, it must not be because of that you're an entrepreneur. It must be just because you love the fact that you can do.
We noticed your company has a product called One Stick. How did you come up with this product idea?
The product idea came, you know, well, I was working at Robotique, and at one point, Louis Bergeron was talking to me about how not efficient it was, you know, to program the robot, you know, when you want to actually do something with it. Just, you know, not just because the robot, you know, the universal robot, they always say that it's really easy, you can move it there and there, and then it's kind of easy, and people will sell it that way. But when you actually want to do something with it, precise, and the application needs to work on the production floor, and it's a bit more complicated, and this is where the One Stick will come to end. And you know, Louis Bergeron was the first to actually talk to me about that, and then I kind of noticed that it was true, and you know, I just decided to create a product out of it, because, you know, since I have experience, I have talked to many people also in the field, and I was feeling that it was something that the market needed. You know,
okay. Did you write a business plan? Did it work? Did it help you like find finance for your project?
I did a business plan, yes, and I did a business plan that was actually, you know, I did, you know, in my degree, I also had some courses about doing business plan, and I had a book here, and I opened it, and it was not that great though. So I turned myself to a guy which is named Chris Hund. He's an American, and he do a lot of poking and a lot of video about a lot of things on the web, and he's really, really good at, you know, explaining what is a business plan, how do you do it. And he does have a little courses that I took, and his template was actually pretty great, and I liked it because I did it, and it was an Excel sheet that you fill out, you know, information. So there's a big section where you do your financial planning, and it's fairly long to do, but it's worth it. Really, it's really worth it. But the part where it's more, or the part where I think it was more worth it for me, is the part where you define what are your competitor, you know, and what is your value proposition, you know, what is the value proposition of your product, you know. And this is something that you have to put in your business plan. And a value proposition of your product, sometimes you say, well, there's going to be that or that, but it has to be strong, you know. It has to be strong, and the more strong your value proposition is, well, the more chance I think you have to success.
Yeah. So getting a bit less technical now, and going back to your like when you first launched, how would you describe that feeling, like showing your product to the masses for the first time, or what your first milestone was like? Could you
it was kind of crazy. It was kind of weird, because I was kind of wouldn't say shy, but I didn't want really people to know that I was working on something like that at first. I kind of kept it secret for a while, and I don't know why. It's just that I had a patent that I was working on, and when you and I just kept it secret, and then when it was out, I was like, oh, I'm relieved that it was out, but at the same time, I feel kind of bad, that I didn't talk more about it, to people I knew, and because now it's it didn't change anything. I'm sure it didn't change anything, but just if it was to do it again, right now I'm working on another aspect of the business to do something different, and I'm talking about it. Right now I even if it I don't think it will lead to a patent, but I mean, right now I decided to just talk about it because this is where you actually get the information sooner than when you're not talking about it. So talking about your product, what you're going to do, what is your vision, what do you want to do, what is your goal, what is your goals? I think it's the best way to go forward and to gather also the more possible information about what you should do in the future. Success.
So in your experience, have you had to deal with like a lot of criticism or any at all?
Yes, some people will call it a gimme, well, that's a gimmick. That's a gimmick. That's a gimmick.
Oh, gimmick. Oh.
And yeah,
Okay.
a gimmick. I was like, that's no gimmick, and I kind of explained to him why. And yes, you're gonna feel criticism because yes, you're gonna feel criticism. That's for sure. And some people were like, wow, this is a really wow factor, and others will say, well, I don't need that. So you will feel criticism, that's for sure. You can work around them. You can reply gently to those people, try to explain why you're not in phase with their mentality or their thinking about your product, and maybe it will change their mind. But if it doesn't change their mind, I guess it's kind of okay too. Everybody has their own opinion, and it's fine.
So early stages, like when you were trying to take this thing off, what would you say was the most difficult part of it? Like maybe the most major setback or the most major barrier that you had to cross?
The most barrier. I think it's I don't know the word in English, but in French we say procrastination.
Yeah, procrastination.
Procrastination, is that okay? Is that it? Okay, so procrastination, I guess, is probably my weakest point, and crossing that, I mean, sometimes is difficult, but in order to do so, you have to remind yourself, why you're doing that, and why are you doing that, and if you have a vision and a goal and values, and you're going to focus on your values more than the fact that you're tired today and you don't want to do it, and but you have to think about the benefits of sending emails or calling people to sell your product. So you have to pass that barrier of my barrier is clearly procrastination on the selling or the selling aspect.
And if you had to start it all over again, like what would be the one thing that you would do differently?
I'll ask a lot more questions before going to the development phase.
Ask a lot more questions in general, like to the people around you, or?
No, actually, show people what you're going to do. Show people what exactly you're going to do. So maybe spend a little money on doing a prototype or some sort of stuff, but not plan too much ahead. Just showing just a little something, and then show the people who might be interested in, and ask people what they think, and is there something that we need to modify, and is there something that they're going to be used, and maybe ask them, you want to buy it now, and just send them an invoice at least, and just see what are their level of interest, and if they are really interested, or if it's just a wild
So
thing.
what would be your advice to someone just starting out, like just starting their own business? What would you tell them?
Well, surround yourself, and then ask questions, and really don't feel just don't be afraid of working, because being an entrepreneur is also a lot of work. It doesn't mean that you need to put your other life in pause. People will start a business and time will pause everything else. That's not going to work. You have to just find the right balance between what you like to do in life and what you like in your work, and you save some time for both, so that you'll continue to be happy. And in the times where it's more difficult, because there will be time where it's more difficult, then you're kind of okay to cross them, and you're not gonna just crash apart, to be able to continue. This is what is important.
Where do you see your business going in the next couple of years?
Well, hopefully, our goal is kind of to be the mouse of the cobots, so we want to be the mouse of the cobots, and in order to do that, we need to have the feature and develop the feature that will bring us at that specific place in the market. And I think we'll get there, maybe in something like maybe 2 years, something like that, because it's long to make people understand what you do, but in our case, I think we're going to be able to do a product that will be at a price ratio where everybody could buy one, and so if it's the case, then we're going to be able to be the mouse of the cobots and help people program their robot more easily. And so this is kind of all right.
Awesome. Right.
Well, hopefully everybody will succeed in the challenge that you're gonna have in your life. And if I don't speak to you again, I hope you have a good life.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure to be
My
here.
pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
Right. So I
All
guess
right. So we
we're
just
wrapping
leave.
up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. I'll
Thank
stop
you.
there.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.